Hi guys, it's Nancy Lynn. It's been a little bit again. I have some things together that I'm working on a blue journal. I've just finished about of 23 journals that I made for my red hens, and you'll see that coming up. I can't release it till I get closer to the time when I'm doing the program for them. But I'm working on the blue and I've got pink journals, purple journals, and blue journals going on. I've used different paper packs, book pages, all kinds of things. And what I was working on today was some ephemera, so I could kind of share with you guys. Now these started out, and so that's all I'm going to be doing. If you guys wanted to craft along with me, go get your stuff. We've got some envelopes, regular ones. These were in a pack that I got that were wedding envelopes, and they're pretty long. Let me measure them. These are 8.5 by 5.5 is the size of these envelopes, and I'm going to be using those for a couple of things. I'm using little scraps, piece of paper, doing some collaging on some of these, and so I just figured I'm down to this part where I'm going to be prettying them up with little things, and so I figured I'd turn on the camera and do that. To make these envelopes, these are so pretty. I don't know if you can see the pearlescence on there. But I didn't really, you don't get to see that when you're doing this. And all I did to make these was I folded these in half. Got a nice tight seal. I put everything where I could see it, and scissors. Think about them. Alright, and I'm just going to cut off just a small bit just so I can leave an opening. Get rid of that trash. And so you're going to have a pocket here, a pocket here, a pocket here, and a pocket here. And that's what we're going to do for these. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sheet of pre-printed, I don't know why you guys can see this, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to make this side pretty, because this is going to go in between the signatures, and I'm going to get my glue. I'm going to put a sufficient amount of glue. Usually I probably would use my art glitter glue doing this, but it's being stubborn. And so what I'm going to do is just take the piece of paper, and I'm going to set it onto the spot where I have glued, and I'm going to make sure it doesn't go all the way down to the end of the bend, you know, where it's going to fold. And I'm just going to put that on there. Press it down nice and tight. And something's wrong. Oh, no it's not. Okay. I thought I had glue so it melts underneath it. It wasn't. It was the other part of the envelope. And then I'm just going to turn it around. See if I can bring you guys out a little bit. Oh, that's as much as it's wanting to go today, so I'm going to have to fight to stay in focus. And I'm just going to trim around the envelope. No, I don't want to cut the envelope, I just want to trim it around. Rough cut so I can have a working on it. I can always trim it up again later. Alright, so I have all that. Now, I did notice it was one side that didn't seem like it glued real well. Oh, no, it glued. It's fooling me this time. Alright, so now I have this. It's all nice and flat and even. And now this is going to come up. And the only thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put right on these two little spots. Right here. I'm going to put some glue. Here is a shadow today. Put some glue right there in the center. And then I'm going to come over to this side. Over here and put a little bit of glue. And then I'm going to fold it up. And that's going to give me my two pockets on this back side. And then I'm going to come over on this side. And now this is where we got the other little pockets. And now I'm going to do the start. And I'm just going to start tearing. Some paper. Scraps aside. And then I'm just going to collage this. Now, I can lay it out, but I know where I want this to go, so I'm just going to kind of figure out about how wide this is, and that'll give me a chance to put a line there, a line all the way around, and that'll give it something to hold. So we're going to take this. And then we've got our first piece of our collage gone. Now on these, you know what? You can take your time and do all kinds of things and do all that with this. But for this one here, I am not. And what I'm using is some off prints. Like this one should have printed landscape, and I printed it portrait. And so I'm probably not that if I misprint stuff, I keep it, and that way I can still use it in the collage. And I believe this print was from Rhapsody in Blue. And I'll leave a thing on there telling you who it was from. Okay, so now I am gonna got that one. And then let's see, I've got a striped over here. So I might use and I'm not super careful because I know that I'm gonna leave it over and I'm gonna trim those edges off there. So now I'm just going to apply my glue to my envelope. And remembering that I'm leaving some off of the edges. Now this piece will probably go in maybe up here. Now this one I will glue. And this is just a background before we put all the pretty stuff on there. That's a good way to use up misprints and the things like that. So I'm going to put this on there. And let's see, we need one more. About some of this. I like the torn edges. Torn edges might drive you crazy. You might want to, without, everybody has their own little thing. You know, I watch all these ladies on YouTube doing this, and they're just all so amazing, but they're all different. But that's what makes it so wonderful, is that we each have our own little way of aesthetically liking things. Okay, so now I have that, and I have the camera on my table, so I don't know if this is gonna make it worse or better. I don't see it shaking a lot. I'm hoping not, because it's a pretty sturdy table, but if it does, I am sorry. And then I'm just gonna once again trim off the excess. And then I have some already made past this point where they're already dry and everything, so we can just go to the next step. But just trim it all the way around to get it all evened up. Scraps. Oh my God. If they're this size scrap, I will keep them. If they're this size scrap, trash. Because you can't keep everything. Okay, so now what we've got is we've got this, and there's going to be, let's see, what have I got that I could put in my pocket? Oh, well, here's a thing of needles. But this is a pocket here. Right there. Here's a pocket here. And then once we can fold it all, there'll be a pocket here. And then a pocket on the other end. And so we're going to put this one aside and let it dry. And now we're going to bring up these other ones. Now I have two different things going here. I have this, that's the one with all the pockets. And then I have this one that's a little booklet. It has pockets here. And with this I just used a piece of cardstock, made it just like I would the outside, you know, a journal. I put the paper around it, wrapped it around the edges, and then put another piece over the inside, and then I added the pockets, and that's as far as I've got onto these. So these need to be decorated. This one is another one that's built the same way as the other little journal. I'm working on all other kinds of little things. Whoops. And this is another one of these pockets that will go inside the signature. Do I have a signature over here? Yeah, I'll put them together at the end. But these are the ones that we can work with here. So we'll have lots of little pockets for our little blue journals. And we're going to work on, I'll work on these two first. And this one is out of a map. I'm just working on making all my pockets at this time. This one, all I did was take a map. And these are pretty good sized maps. They're 11 by 8.5. So like the size of a sheet of paper. And for these, all I did was take it, fold it in half. And then you can fold this edge down. So now I'll have a pocket here. And then I took the bottom of this map and turned it up to however big you want your pocket. I didn't want these extending past my thing. And then I took my hole punch punch the hole. That's a 2-inch round. And so that way I have that, and then what you end up with is this with a pocket here, and then you've got a pocket here, and then that way you can put that in your album also. So I guess I've been working on pockets too when they're mainly. Alright, so now we're going to take these, let's make sure they're sitting up the right way. Pockets are going in, pockets are this way, so we're going to be working on it this way. This one, pockets are down, so we're going to be working on it this way. And so we'll work on this one first. This one's got all kinds of, and I've got all kinds of little goodies over here that I figured we could try. Let me do the other one first. I gotta figure, I might cut out a violin or something on that, or cello, whichever one that is. And this one, I've got a piece of just scraps that I made into a cluster. So I was figuring maybe we could put all this on there. This has got a weird piece. I don't know why I put that piece like that, but I did. And if we did it like that, and maybe I could put this right here so you could still kind of read the writing, and that would glitz it up a little bit. And now I am using on all of the blue journal for my distress, I'm using Distress Oxide Tumbled Glass is what I'm using for my distresser. You may see me pop in some coffee or other things in between, but I just feel like trying something a little different. And it's pretty. It's a nice soft blue which goes along with this whole blue journal. It's got all different shades of kind of blues, cornflower blues, a little bit of navy. And it's going to have a soft cover on it, which I'm just about through with the soft cover. I'll go grab it in a minute. Now all I'm going to do is take this, put some glue on the back. And like I said, I normally probably would use my art glitter glue, but it's fan persnickety. I'll put this going up. Maybe this one coming down. Oop. I already did that. But I gotta try to find the perfect spot and not work off camera. This one, I'm gonna come this way. Just something just to give it a little more. And now I have this. I think I'm going to put that right there. I thought it kind of went with it because it does have writing already on it. And what I'm going to use is my Fabri-Tac. And hopefully there's some in here. It feels pretty light, but Fabri-Tac is one of those things that if you keep working it, there, because it's still got some coming out. Surprises me sometimes. Right, I'm going to bring that part way down. And now we're going to glue that on there. And I have a big box of buttons. All kinds of buttons in here. There's the blue one. Oh, let's not lose that one. That's a weird one. That's a blue one. I kind of like that one. Now I think I'm gonna put a pearl in the center of that, so I am gonna glue it, and I'm using Fabri-Tac. I'm just doing that to cover the staple so it's not just sitting out there in the I woke up today, I just wasn't feeling like I was going to get much done, but really it's a day that's kind of surprised me. And I'm going to let that dry, and then when that dries, then we'll put the, I've got some flat back pearls that I think might be pretty in the middle of that. Now this one here, I don't know what we're going to do. I have a bag of, what I'm pulling from right now is I have a big old bag full of clusters that I've made. Although some of these have got teal in them, and I just don't like the teal. Let's go a lot of green. That's a little blue, that one blue check. And that one's kind of like the other one. And this one was made with piece of paper, a little piece of calico fabric with roses on it, and then this was some lace, and I did them all together. So we've got that. But I have these two. These are some paper clips. I think these are all paper clips in here. I made those the same time as my clusters, but I don't want those yet. I have a bag of ephemera. That's the hardest thing I think for us that love to work with paper and fabric is laying something down and never finding it afterwards. Oop, that was the wrong. And I just had it. So how is your day going today? Like I said, I thought I was going to have a very unproductive day today, but all in all, it's been a wonderful day. It's rained, it stayed a little bit cooler. And I have so much stuff around me because, like I said, I have been productive. I have been getting stuff done today. The only problem with that, though, is that sometimes you can't find all this stuff. I did, while I'm clearing things out, this is my little mixed media book, and I had been working on doing some little wildlife stills with pencil, ink, and just a little bit of watercolor. I didn't want anything milk, but I've got a couple of pages of those done. I'm working on those. I think I might make those into some cards to put in journals. I have all of these little math thingies. And I did this little book, and this was out of a Holden book, and I put some pockets on here today, and it's a little trifold book. Like I said, I've got a little bit here, a little bit there. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta find my ephemera. I don't know where it stopped off, but we're going in. But we were talking about messy spaces, and the only problem with it, you know, I see through a small, tiny, like if you look right through the hole, and that's what my world looks like, is what you see right through that little itty bitty spot. So it's very easy for me to move something. But I just laugh at myself, because what else are you gonna do? I love what I do. I love creating, and I think I told you guys last time I was in, I have an RV out there that we bought for, you know, people come into town to stay in, and I started using it as my she shed for doing crafts and painting and stuff like that. I kept a lot of it out, but due to the increase in the price of air conditioning and cost, it didn't become prohibitive to keep using that. So I'm doing it inside, and I'm actually enjoying doing it inside. I've got a real nice table set up, and I cleared off some of my things and brought the stuff in that I do need to do my crafting. But I left mainly my paints and stuff outside, so that, right, and so we're going to let this one dry, and so now we've got this little sheet here. It still needs more stuff though. Still needs more pretties on it. I am going to put some pearls, and I am over here going through this stash of things that I've cut up, and ooh, that's kind of pretty. Maybe we'll put that on there, and then maybe a word. I don't know if this blue is a little, maybe it's just newer, but I don't know if it's wetter, but it just seems to, I don't have to redaub it as often as I do with the browns, the coffee and the vintage photo one. Alright, so we've got that on there now. It's still plain. Maybe it's just my eyes today, but it still looks plain to me. I'm going to put a pearl in the center of that. I have that. Probably should have put some kind of, I've got all kinds of lace sitting over here. Lots of little pieces of lace. Put a little piece of lace out here. Be kind of pretty, but let's try the others before we get. These I think are going to be too big. This is a piece of some kind of chantilly lace. That would be pretty. That's too big. Then I have this pretty blue. That's still too big. Nope, I think we're down to, oh, look at this too. Got this lace. It's really a lot wider than that, but I was wondering if, no, if I'm going to do that, I might as well just go with a single. Not stuck with my first choice to put a little bit of lace around there. And I'm just going to use my Fabri-Tac. And that'll help strengthen up this edge. My husband's on him. He does not like the smell of Fabri-Tac at all. He comes in and goes, "Oh, I'll be back." He does not like the smell of it. I'm like, but it's such a good glue. Alright, so that's going to be our front cover. And I think I'm going to put, I've got some of this metallics dimensional fabric paint. This is a 4-ounce bottle, and it does work like it doesn't bead up as well as the little itty bitty bottles of the pearl, and there's a couple of them out there, but I'm just putting some little dabs of that on there just for some little more. The biggest thing with that, you've got to let it dry. So we're going to take that and put it somewhere that Miss Nancy is not going to knock it over. Alright, now this is our other envelope. And let's see, we're going to decorate this one up, and it's going... I let it completely dry before I tried to fold it. And I folded it before, then put all my collage on here, and then I refolded it because it doesn't crinkle up as much if it's dry. Alright, so we're working on this one. Those blue flowers are so pretty. This one is all based on, well, it's based on the kits are, one is Rhapsody in Blue, which is all kind of musical instruments and these flowers. And another one is a garden theme. And then there's 3 of them. I do like those. But I did use that on the other ones, and I used that on the other ones. These are some things I cut out last night. Oh, that's kind of pretty. We can bring some more of that dark blue in here. Yeah, I think we're going to go with dark blue. Now I have looked and looked, and I do not have any dark blue lace. I wish I did, but I don't. I have some gross grain ribbon, which I might use to tie these with, but I kind of center it. Put this on there. I didn't use the distress because I don't know how well it would show up. And alright, so I have those 2. Excess glue. See, and then afterwards we can put a pocket there to put something in. We have a pocket there to put something in. We have a pocket there, which will need something a little bigger. And then we have a pocket here. So we have lots of pockets, lots of space, and there's some journaling space on here, so it kills two birds with one stone. I think I'm gonna look up that gross grain ribbon, and I might use that as a tie on these. Normally I do the 3-hole signature, close it, and that way I can have a little dangle. I might do both. Alright, so we have that one. Now do I want any of these little flowers? These lay very flat, so I'm not afraid of a lot of excess bulk using them. I'll use that when I gotta put my beads on, maybe. Let's see. Alright, I think I am gonna do, oh, I just seen something else I have that we maybe could put on here. Do a row of those pearls. Okay, we'll save those and see. I am going to do a 3-hole. And I just guess on these. You know, I bring it in with one like this, maybe a 1/2 inch. And then one midway. And then one down there. And then that way, and we're going to, I'll get some paper, and then we'll put all this together and it'll be all pretty. And so you guys go out, create you some of these to put in there. They're a lot of fun to make. You've got, you know, all these pockets that you can put stuff into. And I'll be back in a little bit and we'll finish it up. Okay guys, I'm back. I've got all these done, and I just wanted to show you before we went. This is the one that we put the button on, and I've done the 3-hole to make the signature. And on this one, what I did was I used different types of paper in here. And then it has the pockets, and I have not worked on stuff to put in the pockets yet, but that's number 1. This is number 2, and I used some of the metallics on this one, and it does work good. It does stay up. And like I said, the price is much better. I used a little stamp, the sunflowers here, the word sunflower, and then inside it has some little tickets. And each one of these pages is different, but it has, they're printed on one side and then the other side is not printed on. And so I think there's maybe about 16 pages in that. And then there's that. And so that is the second one. This is the third one that we did with some of the navy in it. And I added some of the pearls to it. I had some blue pearls and I added those. This one has got regular kind of writing paper in it. And I'll make some more stuff to go in the inside of it. And the last one is this one. The front was so pretty, I just couldn't put anything else on it. It just speaks to it myself. And this one's got the 3-hole signature tie. And I did something a little different with this one. I had tea dyed some papers, and it was from a composition book. So, you know, they were a good size and they already were bound. Where on these, no, those I didn't have to do it. These were large enough, I didn't have to do it. But this one, with the smaller papers, I had to use the washi tape and glue them down to hold all the pages together because they were not separate. They were all separate and I had to join them together for that one. Where this one I used the whole paper, but it opens up this way, and so each one opens up all the way through, and so they'll have lots and lots and lots of writing area in here. And then here I'm going to put this little book, the one that's the folds out and has the little pockets on the side. And I may put some paper in here. I'm not sure quite yet. Still thinking on that one. But that was it. So this is the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll try some of these little books. They're perfect to fit inside a bigger journal. It's going to go into this journal. Just love this wisteria fabric. And this one has got, it will have 2 signatures in it. It will have pockets here, and then these will all go inside. These will probably go in the bigger pockets that will go here. And that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you. If you like what you've seen today, please like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And thank you to all my new subbies. Thank you. Bye.